Welcome back. We go back to a previous story from before where we had bad connection with our guest, but he is here now. We're talking about the Uromi instance where the Edo State government has begun demolition of property linked to ritual and cult activities. We're talking about the greater security implication here for Edo State and Edo residents, and perhaps those who might be caught in the crosshairs. We have with us Alhaji Suleiman Ojo. He's a retired military officer, and he will be speaking with us about those implications. Alhaji Ojo, we hope that we have you now. Thank you very much finally for joining us, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, both.
Good. Grand. Now, sir, let's begin by asking what the implications are. We see that the Edo State government is demolishing these properties, but we are not seeing much arrests. There have been a few, but are these properties absolutely linked to the violence in Edo State? And how does this help at all?
I would like to start by telling you, when one has action on security, there are also implications of action. The action the state government is doing is based on the advice he was given. And if the governor is seriously to fight crime, yes, the demolition will come along with this. The actions of investigation so that innocent people will not suffer. The Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria has a basis of protection to the right, protection to the left. And everyone in this country has a right to be investigated. And when you are being investigated, it means they have already got the truth of the matter. The law of the arm will now push the evil ones out. It's unfortunate that before Governor Okpawolo comes in, he had so many news about cultism, crime busters. But he's in the days because there's no time that he's a permanent king or a permanent ruler. But he has a particular time. He will stay in office. But stay in office, they have to come out with draconian law, which to pattern out this criminal if possible. But I doubt. Why do I doubt? The people that commit crime, they are still within the state. They are still within Nigeria. They are still within the locality. Like my father used in parable. He said animals that were caught in the bush with a trap. And he escaped that trap. He said, where is the animal? The animal is still staying in the bush. And one day, that same trap will still catch him. And that is why Governor Okpawolo is now be on a fast lane to run after the cultists and the criminals. And a 1,000 miles are start with one step. But one step that I would say is that he is in a hurry. For investigation to take long time because we are in Nigeria. Some people will be oppressing, some people will be talking the way it will favor them. But my dear, I want Dr. Okpawolo to mellow down a little and to take the static action to enable them fight to a standstill of the criminal cultism.
Alhaji, if I can just butt in for a moment. Mazino did mention earlier that I think we're seeing a lot of property demolition and very few arrests. Of course, we know by speculation that some arrests have been made. We aren't necessarily sure of the number. Now, I wanted to hear from you, based on your own experience, is the demolition effective? And of course, we know that it's being used as a deterrent strategy in mitigating the situation with the cultists and the rituals that are taking place. But the demolition of the properties, especially in regions like Uromi? Is that a preferred strategy, and is it an effective strategy at this moment?
I told you before time that it's on the fast day. The government is on the fast. Being on the fast lane, he has a short time to stay priorly for him to be voted again. But before then, if he's keeping quiet or too slow, they will get advantage on him.
Okay.
And to set yes, and to set the pace on is for him to start with first step. If he's willing to get more advice on what the question you ask, yes, we can provide him. And within 14 days, we'll give him the way forward. Because the criminals, the cultisms, they are ahead of the government or the people of Edo State. And while they are ahead, we calculated on security practical language. 25 steps, they are ahead. While government is of 5%. It's hard for government to run faster than them, except we go over them by tactical way. We were trained. We are trained during the war, after the war. These two tactical language, they take different symposiums, they take different systems.
Alhaji Ojo.
And to bring them down.
Alhaji Ojo, let's take a look at the implications on the different communities that are affected here. We know that the authorities also talked about the fact that they visited the Hausa community. Now, for many people who are on the other side of the fence, this would seem like a targeted approach, and you have to consider the consequence of these kinds of activities or these kinds of arrests. Edo State is a very volatile place when it comes to the tribes that inhabit there, whether they're guests or not. And we've had instances where these has led to tribal conflicts. What are they putting in place to make sure that this doesn't degrade into such an instance where one people feel aggrieved and start attacking the others? What are they doing? What is the government of Okwewolo doing?
Presenter, listen to me. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
And if you can hear, is that nobody will feel innocent until it's proven innocent by way of investigation. And no deterrent can happen when you have no substitute investigation. And that's where I want people to look at. Nobody will come out to tell you it's an armed robber. Nobody will come and tell you it's a wolf. Nobody will come and tell you in my house that they go do the operation. Why is this one hidden? God make it so. How did God make it so? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is that the heart conceals so many things unless he speaks out of his mouth. And what comes out of his mouth comes from his heart. And the people you are talking will not support, even though they are aware their children or their wealth are criminally minded or they are cultists. The best way is to strike an action that will bring the volatile way people can now say, what is happening? Why am I involved? And by the time you hear that, then the people investigation will now say the right way they will go. As far as I'm concerned, this very particular action that they have started, if you look at Black Uromi, it was a place they robbed the bank, stand still. And it's a place the kidnapping was taking place, stand still. It's a place that passerby from another state to another part of the northern state. These are the volatile places. And if Okpewolo, Monday, the governor, his LSC, is not taking a drastic step, so many things will spark from there. So the people who are saying one thing or the other against the demolition, I know demolition cannot take place without an evidence. And I pray that Okpewolo want to start from his own so that he can spread out for other people to see his example. Masilo, that's true.
Alhaji Suleiman Ojo, we want to say thank you very much for joining us and accepting our invitation to be on this conversation. Well, we do hope that the people of Uromi are met with, well, at least justice when it comes to the situations that they are experiencing, and that the government also takes into consideration those that might be caught in the crosshairs. Thank you very much, Alhaji Suleiman Ojo.